first half. Harry Maguire's got some defending to do here. Gets across to intercept that ball before Juanmi could get there. Infield to Wan-Bissaka, quickly to Casemiro. A couple of touches from him, away from Ruibal. Had a little hack at the Brazilian, couldn't bring him down. Malacia finds a bit of space to run into. He's into Betis territory on the left. Rashford, ball eventually gets through to Malacia inside the Betis penalty area. Fred is on the turn, lays it back to Bruno Fernandes. Another attempt from him. Good block at the back by Gonzalez. Maguire is up there for Manchester United. He's looking for Malacia. He's eventually found Rashford. Rashford just runs into heavy traffic on the edge of the box, and Betis with Ayoze Perez trying to take control of the ball inside their own half, but Casemiro wins it back for Manchester United. Wan-Bissaka brings it forward. Little drag with the right foot over the top of the ball. Then he releases it to Pellistri. Pellistri uses his pace to get on the outside. The cross is initially blocked. Played it back here to Fred. Corner of the penalty area. Casemiro, curling ball. Rashford tries to chest it in from 6 yards out, but the flag is up. It would have been offside anyway. Didn't go with his head, with the pecs.
No, he knew. He knew he was offside. Comfortably offside. He was having eye-to-eye contact with the referee's assistant there, so I think he was attempting a shoulder.
Showing off?
Yeah, one of those.
20 minutes gone in the first half. Former England goalkeeper Rob Green alongside us. Rob will be involved in our coverage of England's football, which is coming your way shortly on 5 Live. A couple of European Championship qualifiers against Italy away. They'll be playing in the Diego Maradona Stadium in Naples. And then against Ukraine at Wembley. You'll be hearing from the England manager Gareth Southgate at half-time here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds as well. He's been talking after naming the squad today. The ball is back at the feet of David De Gea. De Gea clears with his right foot. It's beyond Pellistri, it's beyond Fred. Weghorst chases. Gonzalez just got to be careful here. Plays it back to his goalkeeper, Rui Silva. Work to Petzela, and Petzela completes the triangle. And plays it back to Gonzalez.
It's a famous task as a keeper sometimes. David De Gea, he's under pressure there, just clears his line. There was moments before he wasn't under pressure, played a 70-yard ball to Rashford. Perfect ball into his path, completely misjudged it, it rolled out. Sometimes you just can't win.
Casemiro. Diagonal pass into space, lots of space for Pellistri on the right. He lets it bounce, he's up against the centre-back, he'll fancy that. Gonzalez makes a sort of stabbed attempt for the tackle, gets enough of his body in the way, and then comic dive inside the penalty area to try and show he was fouled by Pellistri. The referee's not buying that one. Betis bring it away. Carvalho, nice pass into the path of Juanmi. Perez making the run ahead of him. Juanmi tries to Miranda stretching off and warming up as Fernandes takes the corner. Dangerous one, punched away by the goalkeeper Rui Silva. Fernandes lets that go. And out for a throw into Manchester United. And having survived that sort of rather harum-scarum first 10 minutes, Rob, obviously the more time that disappears in the game, all the better for Manchester United, because Betis have just got to keep pressing.
Yes, and they'll get tired. Betis got tired in the first game. They'll get tired in this one, in the amount of effort they put into this opening 20 minutes or 25 minutes. You're looking at it saying they've had no reward. They've had opportunities, but not the reward, and they've put a lot of effort in so far.
So change has been made. Miranda on at left back, Abner off. A short discussion with his manager, Manuel Pellegrini. He's going to turn 70 later this year, doing great things here at this football club. This is third season in charge. 6th, 5th and currently 5th at the moment, just 3 points behind Real Sociedad in 4th, so a real chance of getting some Champions League football for next season. Feyenoord have scored a second at home tonight against Shakhtar. 2-0 on the night they lead, 3-1 on aggregate, and he won them the Copa del Rey last season, only the 4th major trophy in the club's history, so that is good going.
Yeah, it's a huge achievement for him, and they've had real momentum. I think they've been hit by injuries in recent weeks, and results have tailed off.
All over the top towards Perez, can't control that.
But what they have had is the momentum of recent seasons to keep going, and really played on that. Had a fantastic couple of years under Pellegrini.
Only won La Liga once back in the 30s. Manchester United have given the ball away and very kindly been giving it back. And Wan-Bissaka now moves on to a loose ball just short of the halfway line. Pass forward looking for Rashford, intercepted by Petzela. Both Fred and Guido Rodriguez went down. Referee just saw it as a coming together. That's why he allowed play to continue. Now he stopped playing, given a free kick, I think, to Real Betis here. 27 minutes gone in the first half. On 5 Live, BBC Sounds and BBC Radio Manchester.
Yeah, just a late tackle on Juan, which Real Betis players, most of the opportunities to play through balls have fallen to him. And you're thinking, he's just not had that quality to make the difference.
Free kick taken, cross comes in from the left. De Gea stretches and grabs the ball cleanly at his far post and comes jogging out to the edge of his penalty area and thinks about an early release. He bowls it out under onto Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka plays back to Maguire. Maguire turns and carefully goes back to De Gea. De Gea just curls a little pass out to Lisandro Martinez. And as he comes forward, Betis back off. Similar with Casemiro. Casemiro's unchallenged, allowed to bring it up to the halfway line. Stops for a second, rolls the pass straight to his left to Martinez. Bruno Fernandes is making a run through the middle. Pass not released, and you saw that sort of theatrical exasperation from the Portuguese. Ball with Fred again in the middle of the Betis half. Slightly miscues a ball with the outside of his left foot, but it stays in play, and Pellistri chases it, keeps it in, plays the 1-2 with Fred, might run to Casemiro on the edge of the box. Pellistri's down, but Pellistri actually is the one who's made the foul. It's going to be a free kick to Betis on the edge of their own penalty area. It just got away from Pellistri. He slid to try and control the ball and play the pass, and he caught the man.
And you're just looking there, referee very quick to bring out the yellow card. Manchester United players pleading his case, but just didn't get it right. It's cutting inside again, and again it just makes it narrow again. There was no width for Manchester United. I'm thinking Real Betis, the first time in the game they've really backed off from there. It's unfortunate, he's won the ball. I just think the referee feels that he's out of control, but no, he's won the ball clear ahead of the Betis player.
Well, he does get booked for it, Pellistri. First start for Manchester United, the 21-year-old Uruguayan, player you might have heard of, who goes by the name of Dusan Vlahovic. I saw pop up there, but he's not there, is he? He was there for a second. I thought Vlahovic, he is there again. He disappeared on the video printer and he's reappeared as well. Vlahovic has scored for Juventus away to Freiburg, so that's 1-0 on the night and 2-0 to Juventus on aggregate.
Too quick for the video printer.
He was, exactly. He ghosted in, scored and disappeared. Sabali playing a 1-2 with Ruibal. Ruibal's hobbling was caught in the challenge, but the referee quite rightly plays on as Betis trying to find some momentum again. Carvalho just outside the Manchester United penalty area. Left-footed ball bouncing into the path of his midfield partner, the Argentine Guido Rodriguez. Cross comes in from Miranda. Maguire can almost see the shot from here. My ball, but he heads it away. Weghorst onto it, shoved in the back by Rodriguez, who was panicked in trying to get the ball full-back rushed into the challenge. Free kick for Manchester United. Oh, that's why, Rob, no goal. Reviewed by VAR, so that's why it popped up, disappeared. No goal. Vlahovic offside, so still 0-0 on the night, 1-0 on aggregate.
Miranda, who's come on for Real Betis, I've seen him play before, just likes to get crosses in early. Had success with him at the weekend, just getting balls in. He doesn't mess around, just gets it out of his feet. So, Pellistri out on that right-hand side. Might have to adjust how he's been defending recently. He's allowed Abner to come onto him. Now needs to get out tight.
Ruibal, oh, that is a clever ball. Juanmi, oh, good save, De Gea. Sliding out and makes the block, and then the headed rebound from Juanmi is off target. De Gea was quickly on his feet and got in Juanmi's face. He tried a lob header, and actually Lisandro Martinez is back on the line to try and deal with it. Another chance, though.
Yep, great run, great timing of the run. No pressure on the ball again. David De Gea is quick to read it, made the block from there. Probably made a good decision to come out. He knew everyone knew what he's trying to do. He's just going to lob it back over. He said, "I tell you what, it's going to have to be a hell of a header to get it in from there." And he was right, it wasn't.
He's had some chances. He's had some chances in this first half.
You'd have to say he's probably been one of Manchester United's better players, because if they'd fallen to Joaquin, you'd have felt that they'd have been in front right now.
Martinez. Free kick then for Manchester United in the left-back position. It was Malacia that was fouled. Casemiro forward to Rashford. Lay off to Fred. Fred caught by Carvalho. Real Betis fans in front of us, straight up on their feet. Arms thrusting out, complaining about Fred play acting. He's hauled to his feet by Ruibal. That will be a free kick for Manchester United.
They've got a point.
Yeah, might be right.
It was an easy fall, should we say? Yeah.
Martinez to Malacia, halfway line. Casemiro stabs it forward with the outside of his right boot. Fred's lay off to Rashford. Rashford starting a diagonal run in from the left, across to Bruno Fernandes. Took just a little bit too long to make his decision there. Betis clear. Maguire heads it away. It bounces once in front of Malacia. Malacia in for Luke Shaw tonight. Manchester United's next action, and last action actually before the international break, is a home game against Fulham in the FA Cup quarter-finals this weekend. Malacia chasing a ball down the left is tackled, and Manchester United have won a throw, attacking position, deep in Betis territory, wide on the left wing.
It's been a terrific half hour. It's been a really entertaining half hour of football. One that you say that Manchester United would have liked to have more control over. You feel that, the midfield's not really looking at strength of that midfield for Manchester United. They haven't really had the control of the game that they'd have liked.
Ruibal brought down by Malacia, racing back. Manchester United lost it from the throw. Ruibal was trying to launch a counter-attack for Real Betis. Betis feel that should be a yellow card for the decision. 12 minutes remaining in the first half. Betis 0, Manchester United 0. 4-1 to Manchester United on aggregate after the thumping win at Old Trafford next week. And Gareth Southgate on the way at half-time here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds, having announced his England squad for the European Championship qualifiers on the way. He will, of course, feature as part of the Football Daily podcast that'll be there for you as ever, available via the BBC Sounds app. Here's Sabali. Sabali just stretches to keep the ball in play wide on the right. Malacia's there. He's going to have to be careful with the challenges now. Sabali holds him off and is able to bring it forward, and then Fred, did he clip it? Referee says play on, and actually he's given the free kick the other way because Sabali thought he was going to get a free kick and stop Manchester United taking their free kick.
Bit of a mess. Yep. Just got to get it sorted out. And every tackle that does go in now after that booking for Pellistri is very demanding a yellow card, and sometimes yes, a yellow card can make it, just cut it out, and other times it's saying actually we're exacerbating the situation.
Martinez with the free kick just launches it forward. Rashford reads it well, tries to control it on his left, but just keeps it in play. No, he doesn't. He's offside. Well, push and shove between Petzela and Rashford. Petzela wanted the ball back quickly, felt Rashford was wasting time, gave him a shove. Rashford shoved him back. Those two continue to argue the toss. Referee gets involved as well. Rashford's walking away. Rashford needs to turn round and come and listen to the referee here, or he is going to get himself booked. The referee wants to call both players over. There was an Argentine, an Englishman, and a Serbian referee, the story goes, and there we are. Referee's had his word. He's calmed the whole thing down. Our referee is Srdan Jovanovic this evening.
Just look and think, well, Rashford didn't know he was offside, but doing so has killed another minute before half-time, and job done. Ball's down in the Real Betis corner.
10 minutes remaining in the first half. Betis have had some good chances in this first half to try and put Manchester United back under pressure in the tie. They've not been able to take them. Carvalho tries a flick on just inside the Manchester United half. Fernandes turns away from Rodriguez, is fouled, and then of course Bruno Fernandes is up and he's remonstrating, he's bawling at the referee. Harumps, shakes his head, shrugs his shoulders, stomps off. And Manchester United take their free kick. It's full repertoire from Bruno Fernandes there. Martinez across to Malacia. He's great to watch though. Casemiro to Rashford, drops deep. Rashford, drop of the shoulder, beats Ruibal, and a swerving ball with the right foot. He's drilled across field to Wan-Bissaka. Lovely control, laid off to Pellistri. Pellistri finds Fred. Fred with his back to goal on the edge of the Betis box, plays back to Bruno Fernandes. Early cross to Rashford at the far post, just beyond him. Couldn't do anything with it, can only watch it bounce in front of him and go behind for the goal kick. It's a wonderful view inside this stadium tonight because the sun is obviously starting to set beyond the confines of the stadium, but it's Colosseum-like. 3 tiers all the way around, completely uniform, just packed with green and white and baying noise as well. Here's Fred. Fred to Fernandes on the turn, 25 yards out. Took a ball in the face from a rebound there. Falls to Wan-Bissaka. Fernandes there again. Little ball on the outside to Pellistri inside the box. Looks for the cutback and the goalkeeper Rui Silva stretches to catch it.
Yeah, it's a good spell for Manchester United. Just managing to get control. You're thinking it's just as Real Betis is beginning to tire in this half.
Martinez in with the challenge, didn't get the ball. Surely that's going to be a free kick. It is. The referee was trying to play an advantage. Manuel Pellegrini joins in with the Betis fans and makes his complaints as well. Sivasspor 1, Fiorentina 0, 1-1 on aggregate. I used to go and watch Fiorentina, Rob, when I lived in Italy for a bit back in the mid-90s, and Batistuta was playing. That, I tell you, that was a footballing experience, that was.
So you picked your time well there.
Ranieri was the manager. They had Toldo, Baiano, Batistuta, Marcio Santos as centre-back. And a bit like Betis, you were saying, like them this season, they would win games 4-3. They were always crazy games. Ruibal plays the ball to Sabali, back to Ruibal, edge of the box, curling left-footed cross-come shot. It's neither, no good really. Straight behind for the goal kick.
He realised himself just as he was about to shoot there and changed his mind. He thought, can have a go here from 20-25 yards, and then he's got no left foot. Decided to float across it, and it ended up being neither, as you say. Well, Manchester United are doing their utmost just to try and slow it down and just kill the game a little bit. It's Bedlam.
Bedlam outside the stadium ahead of the game. It's Bedlam inside the stadium. Malacia almost caught in possession in their left-hand position, taking a risk, fires the pass back in the head as well to control that play. Good ball out to Fernandes. Manchester United are away down the right. Wan-Bissaka striding forward, crosses the halfway line. Support from Fred. Central position, 30 yards out. Little step over from him, and the ball gets caught underneath his feet. Could turn into a counter for Betis here. Kwanmi evades the challenge of edge of a congested penalty area. Now Miranda gets it on the left. Casemiro's there to block. Ball might just stay in play for Casemiro. Runs towards it, and he is caught as he cleared the ball away from Manchester United. He's gone rolling and tumbling towards the Betis fans on the opposite side of the ground to us. William Carvalho's just got to fall into his feet to get the game going again.
Yeah, I knew exactly what he was doing and did it really well. Just win the ball, get it up the field. Just does get a nick on the ball in the tackle. But enough there for Casemiro. Just to say thank you, let's take that. I wouldn't say kill it, kill the atmosphere, but they're up again.
No, the longer Manchester United take, the more it riles them up. Arsenal Sporting, I beg your pardon. It's at the Emirates tonight on the way on 5 Live and BBC Sounds from 8 o'clock. Looks like Feyenoord are comfortably going through to that quarter-final draw tomorrow. Final now leads Shakhtar 3-0 on the night, 4-1 on aggregate. Sabali, loads of space on the right inside the Manchester United box. Cutback, shot from Wanmi, great block by Maguire. And there's Pellistri back there doing some defending. He is brilliantly tackled. Here's Wanmi again, 25 yards out, rolls the pass into the box. Sabali says that's mine, tries to get the cross in. Manchester United again get bodies in the way. Bruno Fernandes looks to bring it away, does well, dances away from Perez. There's Fred, back to Martinez. There have been some scares for Manchester United in this first half.
It's well defended though. First of all, Harry Maguire realising the danger and then just rallying round and looking at the experience of Bruno Fernandes, knowing when to kill the game, when to make the pass, compared to Pellistri, the youngster, running when he shouldn't do, getting caught on the ball.
Look out, here comes Harry Maguire charging forward, arms pumping down the right for Manchester United, looking for Rashford with the cross in, cleared only as far as Wan-Bissaka, midway inside the Betis half, running from right to left. Malacia lets that ball run, and it finds Fernandes. Fernandes diagonal, looking for Rashford. Pellistri behind him gave him the call, slides, can't make contact, behind for a Betis goal kick.
It's very, very difficult to find that ball. That's eye of a needle stuff, so tight and congested. Bruno Fernandes is 30 yards in from the touchline. He's the furthest wide player of Manchester United.
Ruibal, good ball over the top. David De Gea's going to come for this. Bounces once here, read it well. Bounces into his penalty area. Ayoze Perez can't get there. We are into the 44th minute of a very entertaining first half. No goals, and that suits Manchester United because they lead 4-1 on aggregate. Casemiro plays the ball forward to Pellistri. Back to Casemiro. That was short for Fernandes. Fernandes been caught by Rodriguez and he's rolling around in pain inside the centre circle. Referee tried to let it play, but he's given Manchester United a free kick, and Fernandes is down holding his left knee. Very quickly, Rob, while we wait for Manchester United to restart the game, just explain to the listeners like you did to me, a few of the fellas in front of us, what they're eating, those little things that they're eating here. The pipas. What's that?
It's the sunflower seeds which are coated in salt from there. Just rather than having a big fat bag of crisps like I did, you just have some pippers and suck on that and then take the sunflower seed out and just consumes time and entertains yourself rather than all having it on gorging on water food.
Free kick for Manchester United, which Maguire takes. Late stages of the first half. Sevilla, City rivals to Real Betis, are 1-0 down away to Fenerbahce. They do lead 2-1 on aggregate. Here's Rashford into the penalty area. Make room for a shot. Carvalho is a brick wall though to stop him. Rashford shoves it
opportunities. They've had the moments in there which really come around from Manchester United losing the ball or being a little bit too open at times. And you're saying after 62% possession we're seeing here now, it doesn't feel like that at all. It doesn't feel like they've had that control within the game. Manchester United haven't had a shot on target. They won't care. It's just something that they need to get through these next 45 minutes, because this type of game, you're turning around saying it's not really how we want it to be going, but let's just see it through.
Rob, Ali, get yourself a bag of pipas. We'll be back with a preview and a look ahead to Arsenal's game against Sporting Lisbon at the Emirates right up after the latest BBC News with Richard Foster.
Listen on BBC Sounds. This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
The government says it's agreed a pay offer with health unions which could end the strikes by nurses and ambulance crews in England. It includes a 5% pay increase from April and a one-off payment for the current financial year. The latest pay offer from the Scottish Government has been accepted by the GMB, which represents ambulance crews and other NHS workers. They'll get an increase of 7.5% this year and 6.5% next year. Nurses are expected to give their verdict on those plans next week. Protesters have taken to the streets in many parts of France after President Macron forced through his planned changes to pensions there. He wants to increase the retirement age from 62 to 64. People who get their energy from the largest supplier in Northern Ireland face a 14% rise in bills from the 1st of April. Power NI is reducing tariffs, but that's been offset by a reduction in government support. And the United Nations Commission says Russia's committed war crimes and crimes against humanity in Ukraine. In its first report on human rights abuses during the conflict, it says there must be accountability.
If sport's not your thing, indulge in some calming tunes with Radio 1 Relax.
All these lights are changing, see them
Unwind with some music like this.
That's how love goes, that's how love goes. Radio 1 Relax.
Just open BBC Sounds and click on Radio 1 Relax.
5 Live Sport.
With Aaron Paul.
So, second half commentary of Real Betis against Manchester United to come. It's currently 0-0 on the night with Erik ten Hag's side leading 4-1 on aggregate. Our second offering from the Europa League this evening comes from the Emirates, as we'll bring you Arsenal against Sporting Lisbon in their round of 16 second leg tie. It's 2-2 after what was a fascinating first leg, and it's very much finely poised. That's from 8 o'clock here on BBC Radio 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Vicky Sparks is your match commentator this evening at the Emirates. Evening, Vicky.
Good evening, Aaron.
Great to hear from you. Firstly, 2-2 from the first leg. Mikel Arteta so critical of his side defensively after what was an end-to-end, highly entertaining first leg in Lisbon. Pressuring them tonight, though, to try and stay in Europe.
Yeah, he went into quite a lot of detail, didn't he? Talked about how they gave too many simple balls away. We need to defend our box much better, and specifically highlighting that they tried balls too often that were too risky against a team like Sporting that likes to press as they do. So certainly if he gave that analysis to us, the media, he'd have gone into much more depth with his Arsenal players. But of course they responded well, beating Fulham at the weekend, which was Arteta's 100th win in charge of Arsenal, and I think they will fancy themselves this evening. You know, we know how brilliant they've been in terms of their form overall. We know particularly how well they've responded to the defeat against Manchester City. In fact, the only match that they haven't won in their previous 6 games was the 2-2 draw at Sporting. But Sporting on a good little run of form themselves, unbeaten in the last 7 games. They're currently sitting 4th in the Portuguese top flight. It's not been the season that they would have wanted domestically, given that they were runners-up last year and won the title 2 years ago. So this will be a real focus for them. And as you say, after 2-2 in Portugal, it is finely poised. But I think at the Emirates, given the form that Arsenal have shown this season, and given the atmosphere that they've generated as well, Mikel Arteta really drawing on that, saying this is the biggest European night they've had with fans in the stadium for a long time, given all the empty stadiums over COVID and all of that. He's really trying to build this platform in terms of atmosphere for this evening as well,
Mikel Arteta. Vicky, get rested, and we'll be back with you after the United game. But earlier on this week, I caught up with the Arsenal goalkeeper Aaron Ramsdale as he picked up goalkeeper of the year at the London Football Awards. You'll hear that interview with him after 7:30 this evening here on BBC Radio 5 Live. To tennis now, there's no British interest left at Indian Wells after Cameron Norrie was knocked out yesterday, but it's women's quarter-finals day, and Russell Fuller can bring us the latest. Russell.
Yes, Aaron, we're watching the Wimbledon champion and Australian Open runner-up Elena Rybakina yet to drop a set in the tournament, playing the world number 76 Karolina Muchova of the Czech Republic. But after Muchova saved a couple of early break points, she's now broken and leads 3-2 first set. The winner will play either Iga Swiatek or the world number 83 Sorana Castella in tomorrow night's semi-finals. They meet later. One ominous stat for the Romanian is that Swiatek has won her last 43 matches against players outside the world's top 50. And there is some doubles interest for Britain actually later tonight, overnight your time, because you have three players in the doubles. Lloyd Glassball is still going, and Neil Skupski alongside Wesley Koolhof actually faces off against Jamie Murray and Michael Venus in the quarterfinals.
Russell, for the moment, thank you. Earlier this afternoon, Gareth Southgate named his England squad for the upcoming Euro 2024 qualifiers, which begin next week. There were call-ups for Ivan Toney and Kyle Walker, but Trent Alexander-Arnold, Ben White and Connor Cody have missed out. With more, here's Naz Faruqi.
Thank you. Yes, we're here at St George's Park on the day that Gareth Southgate has announced his first England squad since that one that made it to the quarter-finals in Qatar. John Cross, football writer at The Mirror, is alongside me, was listening to Gareth Southgate in his press conference as well earlier. John, the two big headlines really, I suppose, from this today for Gareth Southgate is that he has opted to include Ivan Toney, but the way he's been playing in the Premier League at the moment, he would say there's no way he couldn't include him.
Oh, absolutely. I do think Ivan Toney's almost a no-brainer. I've seen him in certain games recently. He just dominated Arsenal in the game at the Emirates, and I think most impressive of all was against Fulham on the Monday night game. And he was just sensational. He's unplayable. Apart from Harry Kane, I think he's the most informed, most dangerous English number 9 right now in the Premier League. Yes, the obvious discussion is that he's got this FA charge hanging over him, an investigation going on into betting patterns, and obviously it's a case which is ongoing. Sooner or later we'll find the outcome and punishment and a potential ban, of course. I do think Gareth Southgate has called this one right, because it would be the wrong thing to do, I think, to prejudge that. We don't know the outcome yet, and in the meantime he's playing for Brentford, available for selection. Yes, he didn't go to the World Cup, which you could argue was harsh on him. I think Callum Wilson beat him to the place. I just think Toney now is just in irresistible form. He's phenomenal right now. He's powerful, he's strong, he's so intelligent, he's so skillful as well. And I think that he's a really exciting call-up in addition to the squad.
So that selection makes sense to you. What about the inclusion of Kyle Walker? Because I think that's another talking point that we were all perhaps quite surprised about.
Yeah, the circumstance around this one obviously is a potential police investigation into video footage from a Manchester bar the day after a Man City game, and we were awaiting the outcome on that. Pep Guardiola, his manager, has backed him to the hill. The FA have made it clear that they regard it as a club matter. Guardiola has backed him to the hill publicly, but he's been on the bench. And I must say, given the options, and also given that Walker is 32, again, without wanting to prejudge this one, I just think because of the options at right back, I'm amazed that Trent Alexander-Arnold, given his talent, his natural ability, hasn't made the squad. I think that's disappointing. I must say, on this one,
right time, and subsequent to the World Cup, Callum's perhaps not hit that level. He's had a few injuries himself, and Ivan's continued to play well and is scoring goals. And Ollie Watkins is also in very good form, I should add, and so he's also very close to our thinking. But we're looking forward to working with Ivan again, and he deserves to be in. His performances have been excellent.
Kyle Walker's another player we have to mention because again there's a lot happening away from the football pitch regarding his conduct, shall we say. Are you concerned at all that all the off-field noise, not just around him but also around Ivan Toney, might at all distract or deflect away from what you're trying to do with the players on the pitch?
No, that's up to us whether we allow things to distract us or not. Our job is to be focused on representing England. We know that when you play for England or you work for England, there's a higher level of scrutiny, and we've got to remind ourselves of that. But it's for us to make sure that the players are focused. We have a huge challenge coming within 3 days of the camp. We go to Naples for arguably the most important qualifier we're going to play, and then Ukraine at Wembley, which is also a hugely difficult game. So although going to the World Cup was exciting for everybody and everybody was battling for places and intent on being there, we now need that same level of commitment for these qualifiers because we're starting from scratch again. And although we should gain confidence from what we've done over the last few years, what we've done over the last few years counts for nothing now. We have to prove ourselves again.
That's Gareth Southgate talking to Maz Faruqi. You'll be able to hear more of that interview on the Football Daily podcast, available on BBC Sounds. We have commentary of England's 2 qualifiers on 5 Live on BBC Sounds. First up, Italy from 7:45 next Thursday, live from Naples. Elsewhere in the world of sport, Julian Alvarez has signed a 1-year contract extension with Manchester City, keeping him at the club until 2028. In rugby union, captain Owen Farrell starts a fly half, and centre Manu Tuilagi returns to suspension for England in their final Six Nations game against Ireland on Saturday, whilst winger Harry Arundel will make his England debut. For Scotland's game against Italy, Ollie Smith and Blair Kinghorn replace Stuart Hogg and Finn Russell, and Talupe Faletau will win his 100th cap for Wales as Warren Gatland reverts to experience against France. There's also recalls for fly half Dan Biggar, centres George North and Nick Tompkins, and lock Alan Wynne Jones. At the Cheltenham Festival, shock 33-1 shot. Cy de Burley won the Stayers Hurdle on day 3. We'll have more on this from 8:45 tonight. Commentary of the Gold Cup is available from 2 o'clock tomorrow on BBC Radio 5 Live with Mark Chapman. In Super League tonight, Windless Castleford Tigers take on Leeds Rhinos. Commentary is available on Radio 5 Sports Extra for 7:45 this evening. And Max Verstappen has not taken part in Formula 1 media duties ahead of this weekend's Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, that due to illness. We are en route back to the Estadio Benito Villamarin, where Ali Bruce Ball and Rob Green hopefully are suitably refreshed for another 45 minutes of Europa League football. Manchester United very much in control from their first leg win at Old Trafford, 4-1 up from that tight 0-0 on the night. Rob Green, let me just ask you quickly about the England squad. Loads of question marks about the exclusion of Solly March and co, but Calvin Phillips, Calvin Harris not included, very much not included. Calvin Phillips, under an hour of Premier League football this season, he is picked.
Yep, not bad DJ either.
No.
I think look, he's had his time out, he's had his difficulties, Calvin Phillips, and you're looking at the same, he's also had questions about who's going to be involved. I heard the interview before about who's going to be involved in the next tournament, and you're thinking, well, Calvin Phillips will be those. We have to trust that he's going to get the time at Manchester City at some point, but with the form of Rodri, not been a possibility.
Back underway in Sevilla. Enjoy. Ali Bruce Ball, Rob Green.
Thank you, Aaron. 20 seconds into the second half, as you say, Manchester United still comfortable in the tie at the moment. Defending to do here, Obaki just outside the box. He's not quite got it right. Right-footed curler, wide of the target, a little bit too high as well. We saw one of those in the first half that grazed the outside of the post, and straight away at the start of this second half, Real Betis in on that Manchester United goal again. Manchester United actually hit the post at the end of the first half, but it's not entirely unimaginable to think that Betis could have been a couple of goals to the good at half-time, and then this place would have been absolute. I mean, it is buzzing as it is, Rob Green, but this is still
came out thinking, let's just see this out. It's going to be tougher than that because they've got chances already.
So, just over a minute played second half. Welcome again to our listeners on BBC Radio Manchester this evening, enjoying the Europa League adventure via 5 Live this season with Manchester United, the Manchester United team. David De Gea away to our left, all in yellow. Here's the goalkeeper, Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Martinez and Malacius. A couple of changes in the back four from the weekend against Southampton, with Varane and Shaw both on the bench. Casemiro and Fred, Bruno Fernandes helping out in midfield as well. Facundo Pellistri, the Uruguayan, making a first start for the club, wide on the right. Rashford wide on the left, and Wout Weghorst through the middle. Anthony out with illness, not available. Garnacho's going to be out for some weeks. Manchester United have won the ball inside their own half. Casemiro just prods it forward to Fred. Fred wide to Rashford. Lovely skill from Rashford. Beats the first man. Sabali's back there in front of him. Rashford into the penalty. Just switches the ball from right foot to left foot. Rodriguez in to make the challenge. Carvalho brings it away. The referee says play on at the moment. Rodriguez has it for Betis inside his own half. They're defending the goal away to our right. Green and white striped shirts, black shorts and green socks. And it was Ruibal who was down hurt. Picked himself up and is hobbling badly at the moment. And then Harry Maguire comes thundering into the back of Joaquin, and that will be a free kick for Real Betis. Rob Green.
Strange couple of moments there. The game had stopped, but hadn't stopped, as Manchester United players allowed them to kick the ball off, and they didn't bother, so it all just kind of wandered along.
Header away by Wan-Bissaka. Juan Miranda was a first half change at left back for Real Betis. I'll give you their team in a second. Ayoze Perez on loan from Leicester. Further ball into the penalty area. There's Miranda. Crosses from the byline, high, across the face of the Manchester United goal. Betis still have it in the box. Malacia makes the challenge. Betis player Joaquin goes down. Betis fans hopeful of getting a decision, but no. Rashford's caught trying to bring the ball out of his own half. There's Juanmi, forward to Ruibal, bouncing ball, scuffs the shot and drags it miles wide and behind for a goal kick. So they've got Rui Silva in goal. Youssouf Sabaly, German pet seller, part of the Argentine squad that won the World Cup at the end of last year alongside Edgar Gonzalez at centre-back. Abner, the Brazilian, at left-back, injured in the first half, so Juan Miranda's come on. Guido Rodriguez, also part of that Argentina squad, alongside William Carvalho in midfield. Aitor Ruibal, Joaquin and Juanmi, with Ayoze Perez playing as the centre-forward. Fred's ball lobbed it to the right. Pellistri can't keep it in play. Attendance this evening, 54,643. It is my first visit to the home of Real Betis, Ballon-Pied, as it is inscribed on the giant concrete walls of this stadium outside, and it's been a good one. I like it in here. Fred caught, clips on the ankle inside his own half. Free kick for Manchester United.
Sevilla's ground.
Yeah.
Well, that was a unfortunate evening being there, but another fantastic stadium, 2 in one city, and it's almost a walk from one to the other.
Yeah. Eintracht Frankfurt, who won the Europa League last season, won here in one of the knockout rounds, beat Betis here and knocked them out, and then obviously went on to win the final in that stadium that Rob's talking about. Rashford bringing the ball up to the edge of the box, tries to not quite through, but Weghorst back to Rashford, left-footed shot was ambitious over the bar. Goal kick for Real Betis.
Similar angle to what he scored on from the other side in the first leg. This time just driving forward. Fortunate to pick up the rebound, and the angle on his left foot was always difficult. He was never on it, turn over it as he should have been.
Carvalho in the left-back position inside the Betis half. Forward to Juanmi, lay off to Miranda, back to Juanmi. Little pass the outside his right foot to Carvalho, tries to release Perez. Maguire made the initial interception. Juanmi's ball through. De Gea quickly off his line, clutches it close to his yellow-shirted